This is a overview of the training area that I got with me and a friend of mine. So we used to own our own gym, and this guy is one of our old clients, and he's actually going to be building his own multi-million-dollar facility, and took some of our equipment to test it out in his own house as his own home gym before he builds the big one.
And here's the other half of the gym. This is the air conditioned machine side, sitting right outside the window that I just showed earlier. This is all just a private gym. So some dumbbells, half rack, bench, multi-purpose, and twins. Let's get it. All right, and this is the outside of the house I was just training in. And it's just to show you the wealth gap, like I mentioned you guys, in Cambodia. So this house is 7 stories. On the very top is the actual basketball court, full court basketball court, and then movie theater, and then multiple rooms and stuff like that. And then you saw the gym. I'll try to get some videos inside later, but yeah, it's just insane. And here's some houses literally about 6 houses away. So you have more of the shop house style, they call it. Only 1 floor, clearly. So it's like I mentioned before in my other video, that some people had the opportunity after the Khmer Rouge to set up their own businesses or get in positions of power. And then with all that money flowing in, when things started picking back up, all they did was invest in real estate and other businesses and make international business partnerships. And so they just built bigger establishments, whereas some people just missed that opportunity and they're still kind of operating a little above the poverty line because they're living here in the city and they have their own business like a laundry or something like that. But you can see these are rusted metal roofs and stuff, and these are some of the nicer houses. I haven't shown like the wooden ones by the train tracks and stuff. And like this building being built literally would be someone's house that just decided to tear the house down and sell the land to probably a Chinese developer and build a condo in the exact same area where there's normal people still, like I said, living slightly above the poverty line. So it's crazy. It's like having Beverly Hills right next door to the projects in the US.
Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. All right, and this is just a recap of what I'm doing in regards to the Empower the Impoverished side. So you guys know I started this channel with a goal to help out those who are in need and underprivileged. And with the drip price the way it is, now that's not as possible as I would have liked at this stage. Did not foresee this happening. So you saw previously also that I had the support through the Cambodian Children's Fund, and then that got nixed. So much like the bear market blues, things just keep going down in regards to what I'm trying to do. So I had to find other avenues. So I met with this gentleman here. His name is Pastor Tom. He's been out here for 20 years, medical missionary. So his background is in thyroid and general practitioner medicine, but he's been out here in Cambodia about 22 years now. Actually, him and his wife have adopted 4 Cambodian kids when they were infants. They're now in their 20s as well. And he's one of the few legitimate, actual registered NGOs in Cambodia, meaning that there's no overhead or like paperwork or paper trail with the US. Everything he does is tied directly to the Ministry of Health here in Cambodia, and the foundation that he created, Streams in the Desert. So I went and met with him, and he told me a little bit about this. So he goes out, does some missionary and medical outreach missions into the provinces. I'm gonna see if he'll send over the slideshow that he's got. But in the interim, when I don't have the funds to support it like I'd like to from Trip, I'm gonna try to donate my time instead and build this up. And also, shouts out to him because I am familiar with a bunch of guys that partake in his Bible study. So give you a short recap what happened during the Khmer Rouge time frame. A lot of people fled Cambodia, ended up being refugees in the US. And in the US, they were young kids, you know, that were displaced. And I remember growing up in Arlington, Texas, when I was around like 8 to 12 years old. I had a bunch of Vietnamese friends And I didn't quite understand why there was such a large Vietnamese population. But fast forward, now I understand it was during the Vietnam War, and then their parents fled, and then of course, you know, fast forward about 20 years later, they now have kids, and those kids are growing up in the U.S. So anyway, the reason I'm getting at that is because there was a lot of young men, especially, that ended up in the U.S. during the early 90s. And what do you do when you are a foreigner in another country, don't speak the language, and you look different, and then you are picked on because of that? Well, you typically band together. So there was a large population of Southeast Asian gangs, especially in California. And lo and behold, of course, those guys end up, you know, doing what gangs do. And then 20 years later, when some legislation came in under the Barack administration, essentially a lot of them were just picked up and literally deported and dropped off, even though they had, in some cases, never actually set foot in Cambodia. They were born in Cambodia, like as a baby, but fled, or their parents fled with them, but they had no, they didn't speak Khmer or even have any familiarity. And then because of their actions, they were actually just picked up and then brought back over to Cambodia, dropped off on a plane. And wrapping this all up, Pastor Tom and his church that he created, Hope Now, in a affiliate branch of it in the U.S., basically was kind of creating a liaison for these guys. So when they were getting dropped off at the airport, Pastor Tom and his group would meet them, provide them with a place to stay, room and board, get help with getting registered and all this stuff, and finding jobs and things of that nature. So a lot of gangbangers are part of this ministry and now give back, basically pay it forward. So I know a lot of these guys that I've met, and some of them have like food stands, some volunteer at the church, some are like basketball coaches and stuff. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing that up is because there's opportunities to support, and you can find or see that this impoverished is far reaching. You know, it even goes again across the seas, collects those individuals that, you know, made some bad decisions in their youth, and then they're kind of now in this exact same position over here. So yeah, I'll be going forward. I'll be hoping to meet with Pastor Tom and go on some of these medical missionary adventures that he has. There's a lot of people in Cambodia that suffer with goiters. If you're not familiar with goiters, basically like an inflamed or enlarged thyroid from a lack of, most of the time, from a lack of iodine. So he treats a lot of that in his medical mission trips, just by simply giving them iodine tablets, because I'm not gonna go into that, but basically the iodine was removed from the salt, and it's only in like shrimp, so it's hard to come by. So a lot of people after a while develop thyroid issues related to a lack of iodine. Anyway, so hopefully be able to participate in some of these events, go out there and do some videos and outreach and all that, and then wait for Drip to kind of make its rebound, and then maybe use whatever money and stuff that we get from Drip and be able to actually support his medical missionary work out there in the province, stuff like that. Like they do antibacterial stuff and COVID treatment and all this stuff like that. So I think this is a nice alternative, and there's no overhead, no red tape. He doesn't care about the crypto side, so I don't have to worry about getting blacklisted or anything like that. So this will be my olive branch to move forward. So that's it for this video. But if you stuck around again, it's going to be the third scavenger hunt word for this first half of December. And we're going to go with the name of the church, just Hope Now. So Hope Now is your third scavenger hunt word that you need to collect. And then when I give you that video that says write all those words down, you'll write all of them down that you collected with your buddy address. First person to get it right in the right order gets that airdrop. Hope Now, third word. All right. So that is it for this video. If you found that information insightful, useful, helpful, any of that stuff, you know the drill. Smash that HBO special. Help a brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.